morning. Canada's inflation rate went up last month thanks to rising fuel prices. We have a report from Alex Allen coming up. Britain's Prime Minister is stepping down after months of declining support from his party. We've got a soggy week on tap as multiple chances of showers are forecast throughout the outlook. And in sports, I've got World Cup action, MLB action, WNBA action, and some news from the PWHL. Don't Fuss at 5 starts right now.
From Lady River and Lake of the Woods to the corner of Lake Superior, this is Northwest at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Thunder Bay investigators are looking to the public for help as they look into the circumstances of an incident that sent a pedestrian to hospital with life-threatening injuries. It happened around 4:45 a.m. yesterday in the vicinity of James Street North and Churchill Drive West. Details have not been released as the Thunder Bay Police Service Traffic Unit and Forensic Identification Unit continue to investigate. In an update provided this afternoon, the Thunder Bay Police Service says it is aware that multiple drivers observed the injured individual between 4 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. It is requesting these motorists, anyone who spoke with the injured person, and anyone else who may have information that will assist investigators, contact Constable Sal Carchidi. We have our contact info up on our website. Tips may also be submitted anonymously through Crime Stoppers or online. The mayor of Fort Frances is hoping the public will take advantage of new air passenger services. North Star Air will be providing 3 flights weekly to and from Thunder Bay as of July 6th. Andrew Halika says that tickets will be at a reduced rate to start.
The service starts on July 6th, and for the first week, from July 6th to July 13th, you can fly one way from here to Thunder Bay for $300. Very, very reasonable, and I encourage people to try out the air service.
Halika sees air service as essential for healthcare, tourism, and economic development. The city of Dryden says the extent of damage at its local cemetery last week is deeply upsetting. It adds that steps are already being taken to begin the repair process. Last Thursday night or early Friday morning, a number of headstones were toppled over or broken, and ornaments were smashed. The city says its thoughts are with the families whose markers have been affected. Anyone with information about the damage is asked to contact Dryden OPP. Lake of the Woods District Hospital says it's managing to do surgeries despite not having a surgical suite available due to flooding last month. A temporary operating room has been established for minor procedures that don't require anesthesia or full sedation. So far, 41 procedures have been completed at the facility. Kenora Rainy River MPP Greg Rickford says they've been meeting with administrative health regularly and is glad the hospital is using other operating rooms across the region.
Some overflow surgeries could happen in places as like in Dryden. So making sure that when that hospital went down with that severe flooding, we would support them in making sure that people were not compromised in access to service and programs.
To date, 42 surgeries have been completed at operating rooms in the region. The hospital says this will continue until an interim surgical services unit is operational. The District of Rainy River Services Board is ending plans to renovate the former St. Michael's School in Fort Frances. The Service Board acquired the property 3 years ago with the idea of developing seniors' apartments and office space for supporting agencies. However, the board indicates the cost to renovate the former Catholic school would be quite significant. The board states DRRSB will continue to explore other opportunities that support new housing development on the same site. Jim Damon has thrown his hat into the ring for Dryden City Council. He's the first person to file nomination papers for one of the 6 positions up for grabs. Damon was an economic development officer for the city of Dryden before he retired. He joins Jack Harrison as the only people who have filed nomination papers for Dryden City Council. Harrison is running for mayor again. August 21st is the deadline. Well, it's time for a first look at weather, and if you're one of those who enjoys the sunshine, I've got some bad news for you. Multiple chances of showers are forecasted throughout the week, including tomorrow, where we have a good chance of seeing some rain activity. And that raises the question, when will we be precipitation-free? The answer is straight ahead, along with a 7-day forecast. There's been a visible police presence in Thunder Bay today at a Lanark Crescent address. Officers first responded just before 1 o'clock a.m. this morning. No other details have been made available. Both Kenora and Dryden City Council have turned thumbs down to a provincial policy that would allow people to bring their own alcohol to community and sporting events. Kenora City Clerk Heather Puack says she appreciates that the provincial government gave municipalities a choice on whether to participate or not.
This time, unlike the convenience stores, they gave us a choice, which is shocking because they didn't give us a choice with the last liquor change that they made that we all know is impacting our community in a very significant way.
Kenora City Council agreed with the administration report and says liability is a big issue in allowing alcohol in public places if a group or event doesn't even have a proper license. Still ahead, a shooting in Melville, Saskatchewan leaves 2 RCMP officers injured. We'll have the details. Canada's inflation rate went up last month. A report from Alex Allen is just ahead. And Lena show. We'll be back.
It's back. Summer in the Parking Lot 2026. Presented by Superior Multicultural Music Development Society. Thunder Bay's favorite weekly summer concert series returns to the Superior Inn and Conference Center on Arthur Street every Thursday night, all summer long. Come for great live music and great summer vibes. And for their big launch show on Thursday, June 25th, gates open early at 5:30. All shows are open to the public. Tickets just $7, with kids under 12 free. See the full lineup of new bands now at smmds.ca.
The Jeep Great Outdoors event is on now at West End Motors. The deals have never been hotter on Jeep, with 0% financing for up to 84 months on Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Wrangler. Hurry in before these unbelievable finance offers are gone. Purchase a vehicle in the month of June and be entered into a draw to win $5,000 during West End Motors' 80th anniversary celebration. West End Motors, proudly serving the district for over 80 years.
Welcome back. We want to turn attention briefly to national news. RCMP say 2 officers were taken to hospital in Millville, Saskatchewan after being shot while responding to an assault call last night. The 2 wounded Mounties remained in hospital with serious and potential life-altering injuries. Marcus Dodge is charged with 2 counts each of attempted murder, aggravated assault, discharging a firearm with intent and pointing a firearm, and a single count of unlawful possession of a firearm in connection with the shootings. We have more on this story on our website. The Thunder Bay Community Economic Development Commission continues its efforts to attract career workers to the area. Executive Director Jamie Taylor says the Work Here campaign focuses on quality of life to encourage skilled workers to make Thunder Bay their home. She says it's a multi-platform approach to get those interested to visit its new website.
So we'll be able to track where they're looking and how long they're staying on the website. And all of those things contribute to whether or not there's actual interest. And then speaking to employers and looking at job vacancies specifically in some of the sectors over time, right? It's not something that will happen immediately, but all of these efforts help to drive people to Thunder Bay.
The Work Here campaign is set to run nationally between now and September. There's excitement from the Ontario Indigenous Affairs Minister to a new partnership between 7 Generations Education Institute and Confederation College. As was reported last Friday, college programming will be available on 7 Gen's campuses starting this fall. Greg Rickford says it does eliminate the potential of duplicating programs that are already available in the community.
This is about efficiencies, but it's also about an acknowledgement for 7 Generations to go to the next level in their course offerings. And we see an exciting future for our home-based institute and 7 Gens.
Rickford also sees the partnership helping strengthen Confederation College. The first aquatic invasive species blitz of the season has been conducted by the Manitoba government and the Department of Fisheries and Oceans. They stopped 136 westbound vehicles on Highway 1 near the Ontario-Manitoba border on the last weekend of May. In all, 167 vessels were checked. Most, 99, were compliant with the clean, drain, and dry requirements. But 68 were not and failed the inspection, and another 14 required decontamination, and 1 had visible seabird mussels present. Now to a traffic note for people in Thunder Bay. Storm sewer replacement work will be taking over part of Oliver Road. Starting today, Oliver Road will be closed to traffic between Dalton Avenue and Enniskillen Avenue. The upgrades and construction are expected to take approximately 6 weeks, according to a news release from the city of Thunder Bay. During the closure, traffic will be rerouted around the construction zone via Balmoral Street, John Street, and Ray Boulevard. Sidewalks between Dalton Avenue and Enniskillen Avenue will be closed during construction, and the Oliver Road Community Center will remain accessible via Enniskillen Avenue.
And now, your local forecast is brought to you by Hometown Furniture and Appliance.
Well, from stuttering in my words to the weather forecast now, and we are in for a pretty messy week. We have multiple chances for showers and maybe thunderstorms throughout the outlook, so let's take a closer look at it. Tonight, most of the area will see a few clouds, with a bit more clouds around the Dryden area. However, Thunder Bay will have clear skies. Lows range from 7 in Fort Francis to 8 in Thunder Bay to 11 in Kenora. Tomorrow will be cloudy for most areas, except for Thunder Bay, where there will be sun all across the city. Rain will move in from west to east as the day progresses, maybe even a thunderstorm in the Fort Francis area. Highs will range from 21 in the Fort Francis and Atikokan areas to 23 elsewhere. Tomorrow night, the shower chances continue for much of the region, with the Fort Francis area still having the potential for thunderstorms. Lows will be around 10 to 12. Taking a look at the 7-day outlook, shower and thunderstorm chances pretty much dominate our week, with absolutely no sunshine in store. But surprisingly, not much change in the temperatures after Wednesday, with highs in the lower to middle 20s and lows in the lower to middle teens. Inflation picked up again last month and pushed Canada's annual inflation rate to 3.2%. Here's Acadia Broadcasting's Alex Allen with further details.
Statistics Canada reports that gas prices pushed the increase. The agency says gas is up 33% from last year due to the conflict in the Middle East that has disrupted supply. Fresh fruit and vegetables also cost more, including a sharp jump in tomato prices tied to supply problems in Mexico. StatsCan says shelter cost eased a bit as rent growth slowed. I'm Alex Allen.
Up next, a new initiative is being set up to help minor hockey players in emo. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is stepping down, and Paul, what's ahead for sports? Well, there's quite a bit ahead for sports. Scores from the World Cup, plus MLB, WNBA, and even a little PWHL news. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Deer season at Halfway Motors Turf. Jump on the best riding lawn tractors from John Deere and get up to $500 off. Plus, we service everything we sell. Halfway Motors Turf on Carrick. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Ends Wednesday at Pet Value in Palmac. Save $8 on select Performatrin Ultra Limited ingredients and grain-free dry dog food, and 15% on select Royal Canin dry cat food. Shop your local store and petvalue.ca.
This is the sound of safety.
911 call center.
Hi, yeah, I want to report an impaired driver. There's a car swerving all over the road. I'm on Highway 8.
The police want citizens to call 911 to report impaired drivers, because keeping them off the road is everyone's responsibility. If you suspect an impaired driver, pull over, call 911, and save someone's life.
Change for the better.
Mad Canada, helping the victim, stopping the crime.
Welcome back. The next generation of emo hockey players are about to take the ice, and a local trucking company is looking to make the experience accessible to as many kids as possible. The ML Judson Trucking Groundbreakers program will cover the registration fees of up to 15 first-time registrants aged 7 and younger. The young players will also receive a Groundbreakers program welcome package. ML Judson Trucking Limited says their initiative will reduce financial barriers to participation and ensure local kids have the opportunity to experience the many benefits of minor hockey. National Indigenous Peoples Day was celebrated yesterday at the top of Mount McKay. Fort William First Nation welcomed in all for a day of culture, tradition, and celebration. Organizers like Shannon Young say it's an opportunity to honor Indigenous cultures and traditions while bringing people of all backgrounds together.
It's going great. It was a little quiet at first, but the weather was a little bit iffy, but now we're getting a lot of people up here. We have many dancers, many from Fort William First Nation. We have many that have traveled for hours to come here and look forward to this every year.
Young says this event continues to grow each year and attracts people from across the region.
And now, the T-Bay Sports Report.
Hello everyone, I'm Talking Paul. World Cup action continues today with 4 games on the schedule. Argentina blanked Austria 2-0, and Lionel Messi broke the all-time World Cup goal record in the process. Other games today include France versus Iraq, Norway taking on Senegal, and Jordan playing Algeria. The Thunder Bay Border Cats are enjoying a rare 2-day break. They are 14-14 after a rain-shortened loss to the Duluth Huskies last night. The Border Cats go on the road starting Wednesday in Duluth. In MLB action, the Toronto Blue Jays open up a 3-game home series against the Houston Astros tonight. The Blue Jays are 38-39 as they start a 10-game home stretch. In the WNBA, the Toronto Temple are in Atlanta today as they face off against the Eastern Conference leaders, the Dream. The Temple are 8-8 on the season so far. And finally, Toronto businessman Larry Tannenbaum is once again investing in women's sports. Tannenbaum's Kilmer Sports Ventures and the Detroit-based Illich companies have officially bought into the PWHL, being named strategic partners today. A source told the Canadian press that Kilmer invested $100 million US directly into the PWHL and that both companies will be holding advisory rather than operational roles. They are the PWHL's first outside investors since the league was established in 2023. And that's your sports report. Now back to you, Ginger. Thank you, Paul. And finally tonight, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's decision to resign comes as Britain is marking the 10th anniversary of its Brexit vote. Starmer announced today that he will remain as caretaker of the country until the Labour Party chooses a new leader. And that will do it for us here on Northwest of 5. Have yourself a good evening, and I'll see you next time.